Hello, this is Nick back with another video on the Chevy van. Today what I'm shooting for is to install the transmission, the starter, and the drive shaft, and then follow it up the next day with the exhaust. And I don't know about the gas tank yet. That might be a little bit delayed because I gotta fix that ground wire. But so far I borrowed some 5-ton jacks, and instead of completely just jacking the entire van up, we just decided to do the ass end because geometrically it makes it better. The engine is more level, so it'll be easier for us to put the transmission in. But first thing, obviously, before we put the transmission in, is freaking cleaning this thing up. And he's scraping the dirt off. We got an idea to go to a wash rack, take this thing to a wash rack, spray it down with super clean and power wash it. You know, because yeah, the rest of the motor is pretty friggin' oily and nasty, but at least have one thing up in there that's clean. You know, because I could just say, you know, screw it and just put it in, you know. But we'll see what we will do, and I'll be back with y'all in a moment.
To run.
So we got the master cleaner here showing us the way. You scrape off all the junk first and loose stuff, and then the stuff you can't get with a brush, you spray it with super clean.
It smells like 409.
Now, of course, the other reason why we're cleaning the transmission is because we're going to be handling it, and it's going to be slippery if there's a bunch of shit on it. So we want a good grip on it. Then the other thing is that we really don't want to get super dirty. You know, we want to stay clean. You know, so that's what we're doing, is getting this thing. And then, of course, you know, you want, like I said, you want to make it look nice. Because I'm thinking later on, if I get this on a lift, I can run some super clean all over the block and power wash shit out of it. Get all that oil out, because it's probably got an oil pan leak or something. Because it's definitely leaking oil, and all that oil, instead of going on the ground, is sticking to it. So that's why it's all nasty. And maybe that's the reason why this transmission's all nasty, because some of that oil is blowing back onto this transmission and getting stuck to it. Yeah, so I just decided, instead of going through the hell of loading it in a Grand Prix and stuff, we'll just do it right here. You know, because it's not too much dirt. I think we'll be okay. Transmission's cleaned up, and this is what we spent 6 fucking hours on.
Because he never did
engineering, designing, because we got our own design department.
Yeah.
For
how much would those cost?
A transmission
jacks.
jack. 300 bucks.
300 bucks? What's shop rate?
I don't know. 100.
Yep. How long did it take us to do this?
6 hours.
Did it?
It took all freaking day.
No, we cleaned it. It took most of the day. It took you about an hour to jack that up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2 hours. So if you just bought a transmission jack, then then we'd have something better than this.
Oh, why the hell didn't we buy one? And saying we go over to the store and get one.
We were at the store.
At what store?
O'Reilly's. Don't they have transmission jacks?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I didn't either. So you think this is gonna work?
Yeah.
Let's put it on there and see.
We're good to go?
I don't know. Think it will. And we can lift it, put it on there. Right? Ready? That's much better than trying to balance it on the hitting head. How stable is all?
Should we slide it into the pins and then put the crossmember on? Or should we put the bell housing bolts on first?
Normally we get the bell housing bolts on,
Alright.
but we'll need to support it. Oh.
Alright. Let me get to that. So we got the front end jacked up here. Just got one jack stand holding that all together. Apparently I discovered a previous sin with this transmission. One of the transmission bolts is not the right size. It looks like maybe in the past one might have fallen out or somebody took it out, lost it, and then they just put something in there that fit, because you can clearly see you got this one with the sleeve there, which the rest of the bolts are like that. There's 6 bolts. And then you got this one that doesn't have much of a sleeve, so it's obviously a previous sin, but we're going to leave those 2 up top so we can take them out and get a new bolt that works. You know, really these 4 bolts here are what take most of the strain, so yeah. So yeah, we're ready to put this thing in and call it a day. So we're going to start with the, of course, lining up the transmission, putting in the bell housing bolts, and then we're going to put in the cross member.
You ready?
Yeah, you can roll it in there.
That shifter cable, or whatever cable, not a shifter cable, but that cable that's laying over the top.
Yep.
Pull that over
Detent.
on the right side.
Okay.
Let me start raising it.
Yeah.
So go ahead and pull those bolts out up there, because I think they're going to catch.
Which bolts? Oh, yeah, those there.
And from the looks of it, we might have to pull it from the back a little bit. Might hit. Unfortunately, we don't have a. Well, we do have a free jack, probably. You may want to level out. You may want to level out the engine. Is it going to hit the? It looks like it's going to hit the flex plate, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Where are those lines? Okay.
I think you're gonna have to undo that rope up there. Sorry,
Okay.
I didn't realize that. Of course, just a note, the transmission bolts, I was calling them bell housing bolts, are 9/16, and there's 6 of them. And then I'll be going over what
Coming down.
Crossmember bolts are. Alright. Yeah, that's good.
You're gonna hit the flex plate again?
No, I think you're good. Keep going.
Does the transmission need to go? Is it centered?
It needs to go in a little bit. Okay, pull it back a little too far. There.
I'm a little worried about where your head is. You okay?
Yeah.
You're okay there?
Yeah. Oh, it's making contact with the flex plate.
Alright, we'll pull it back a bit. How's it?
There. Push it in a little.
How's that?
Good. Okay, gotta stop. Because now it needs to come over a bit.
You're good?
Go up a little. There.
Huh?
Good. Hey,
Huh?
let it down a little bit because I'm aligning the pin.
Okay. Well, you're aligning the pin with the tilted engine. So I think we need to, that's what I was saying, we need to level the engine out because the transmission's level, we gotta level the engine out some.
Okay, then we're good right here.
Alright, well, I'm gonna steal one of those jacks.
Okay.
And hopefully be able to raise the engine. Pieces of wood.
There.
Hopefully, I can't.
Okay,
I can't
that's fine.
jack the thing up. That jack's in there. I'm just testing to see how high this goes and what we're going to need. Maybe just do it this way.
Yeah.
So we're going to need a bunch of other wood. spacers.
I guess stacking some wood.
Well, the other part of it is where this position is. A bottle jack. Do we have a bottle jack?
Yeah, a little one.
Alright, so we're gonna have to. I think that is the best.
Oh, you put the bottle jack on top of this jack.
Okay.
I think the little bottle jack is over by the press.
Will the bottle jack fit in that space right there?
Yeah, the base of it should be big enough.
So what I'm asking is, do I need to lower this jack to fit the bottle jack?
Yeah, probably, yeah. Lower it.
Are you man the bottle jack?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little piece of wood. Will this span that oil pan okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, where's your bottle jack?
Lower.
Alright, we wanna...
There.
Yours. Hold on. Let me get over there.
Why?
So I can be better positioned. And we probably gotta put it back there.
Okay, put it one place, keep it there.
I'm trying to find it. Alright, go ahead and raise the jack up so you can see. I'm watching the level, miss. Keep going.
Check
I'm watching it. You just keep jacking.
Okay.
Keep going. Alright, hold on. I think they're level. I think they're parallel now. I think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to raise the transmission up.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
How's that alignment?
It's
Do we need to
going
put-
good. It needs to go up a little bit
Well,
more.
you probably need to push the transmission.
Yeah, no, push it in.
Alright, well, Mr. Pusher. Come on. You're going to have to, you got the, hold on. Listen.
I got it
listen,
aligned with
listen,
the pins.
listen,
Go
listen.
up.
No, you're not listening. The transmission has to go in this way. So you push those wheels. There you go. Can you do it?
Okay, well, the transmission's got to go up.
No shit, I'm the operator. You know what I'm doing?
Okay, there. Stop.
Well, the pin's not aligned.
Ah, stop!
Why?
Because the pins aren't aligned. You're making it worse. Lower it down.
Where's the pinhole?
I'm watching it. I'll tell
Well,
you.
I'm looking at this pin over here. You can't look at both of them at the same time.
Well, this side over here is way too freaking
All
high.
right,
It's not going to line
then.
up.
Well, this side's way too low. It's not going to line up. So what do? Transmission operator. Not too rough. All right, so we're going to have to get it high. Now, it looks like my pin is almost aligned.
Oh, hold on. You're going to have to let it down a bit because mine is just way too
All right,
off.
well,
Let it down.
no, we're gonna talk it through, and we're gonna be respectful, okay? So my pin's aligned, and I'm thinking if we get a bolt in, there you go. How about that? Now let's get a bolt in, right? Can you get a bolt in or no? Try the other side now.
Yeah, let's let it down a little.
Okay, this is how you let it. Why you let it down now, right? Because it'll rotate on this one. Do you have enough threads in there? I'm gonna get a top. Can I get a top one in? Thread, top bolt. I can get.
Okay, all right.
I can get out, get up, and get a top bolt in. Can you or not?
I can.
Can you?
Yeah, I can.
I can get it from up here. Can you put a bolt in up here?
I think so. Is that threading in?
Is it not?
It feels weird.
Okay. Can you shift the transmission at all manually? Can you wobble it?
Wobble it. Oh, there we go.
Pin aligned now?
Yeah,
Your pin's aligned, right?
yeah.
Do I have to lower the jack? Like
No, this stuff.
No, it is. Right. You'll probably get this, right? Or you want me to?
I'll get it. Just hey.
Swing on it. Wiggle it. You wiggle it and I'll put it in. Just wiggle the transmission. Wiggle it.
Yeah.
You can't.
I can't. Just.
You can't. Manual on it all.
Stay solid.
Where'd you put the short one in? Do you remember?
Up top, where we planned on
On
having
the
it.
driver's side?
Yeah, right there.
What did you say? Plan? You know things work better with a plan?
Shut the hell up. Not gonna make shit. Give me the socket and the ratchet.
There you go.
Okay. too tight. Oh my God, we forgot the torque of our head.
Damn, Goldie, you sure did. We gotta pull it back out. Look at me to make sure. Yeah, the torque is available still. I'll take them back here if you want.
Let's care about these 4 side bolts.
Do you know what the torques are on these?
Torques?
Yeah.
No, I'll look it up.
Alright.
Just
So,
tight for now.
yep, so I'm thinking.
Now we need the
next.
Crossmember.
Good. Which way is it go? It go this way? Like this?
Trying to figure out. You're making noise.
Why?
You make noise.
Or does it go the other way? What's the dirty side? I think this
I know
is
the washers were over here.
Well, I think the dirty side is here. See? It's dirty there. It's a little more dirtier here than over here.
Well, I think there's actually one way to put it in. I'll show you.
Okay.
See the way this mount is marked?
Hi. You want to take these
It's
out
this way
there?
out. No, hold on. I'm lining it up.
So, right? The dirty side wins, right? Dirty side tells you where it goes, right?
Oh, darn, no shit.
Trying to get there. Look what's in the way.
Hey. I'll let the tranny down a little.
I think we have to let the bottle jack down a little too. Wait a minute, looks like you got it. Can you force it in there?
No, it's got to come down a bit.
Alright, that bottle jack. So right now, right?
Yeah.
This jack can support the engine and the transmission.
Okay, I'll let the bottle jack down. You forgot to grab the other handle.
What? That thing has 2 handles? One
Yeah.
up, one down?
Yeah, no, it's gay.
Oh. China. Thinking. Well, the only handle I know is this one.
Whatever, it's got to be small.
Is this?
There, we're good.
Working?
This bottle jack's kind of rusty. That's real rusty.
Alright. Okay. So now we want this transmission down a bit.
Yeah, give me a second. Oh. Alright. bit.
Alright, I'm working it.
There, I think we're good. There. Yeah, stop.
Is that cable? Is this cable interfering with anything?
Might be a little. There.
So then now the transmission's going to go back up, right?
I think I can go back down.
It can't get. You can't. Because this side is not in.
Wait, no, hold it. Hey. Okay, well.
You ready?
Clean it up a bit.
You good?
Got that bowl. Is there a washer?
That's all the stuff we have, right?
Was there a washer on this? You got it?
I didn't touch it.
Someone's taken this transmission out before. This is
Whatever.
all over the freaking place. Okay.
What do you have over there for washers?
I have a washer at the head, and then I have another washer, and then I have a lock washer.
Alright, well, we're good, right?
So I'll put one at the head.
Can I raise it?
Hold on, don't. Yeah, raise it up a bit. I like how these bolts are. They just
Go right in, huh? So I should be able to take the jack all the way out, right?
Alright, hold on. Give me a sec.
You need a flashlight? Yeah. Ish.
I think somehow I got this backwards. Give me a sec.
Why? Why do you say it's backwards?
Because you see the holes here aren't lining up with the mount.
And if you turn it around, they will?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be the case. Yeah, you gotta let it down
Alright.
again.
Coming down.
Dumbasses. Couldn't make the whole thing centered.
This one's stuck up here.
It's gotta go down some.
Okay, it's coming down.
Alright, there.
I guess the dirty side doesn't tell the truth. Oh shit, sorry guys. I thought you had it. You just need to
Yeah, no.
bang it in there. I gotta come this way.
Yeah, training's gotta go up a bit.
Now you, what's up? Okay. Are those bolts aligned?
Yeah.
So now, and take it, transmit, jack out.
Yeah, you can now that there's a
Flashlight, look around. Alright, it's down. You ready?
Okay. I'll just wiggle it around if it doesn't line up.
These bolts going in good?
Yeah, they're perfect. Yeah, we got transmission in.
That was easy.
I just gotta hook it up. Oh. I'm gonna take a break here. See you all in a moment. Alright, so now it's time for the drive shaft. Obviously the pumpkin is right next to the camera, so y'all won't see that, but I'll be putting the main end into the transmission. It's all clean there. Do you know if the parking brake is on?
I don't.
Can you try turning a wheel
Yep.
over here? I just need it over just a hair.
Yeah, it looks like it's on.
Turn a wheel.
Let me get the park brake off.
I thought you did.
How's those U-joints? Are they in there?
They're fine. So you got drive shaft in. It's getting dark, so I'm probably going to do the starter and all the other junk tomorrow. Which is nothing really special or fun about the starter and stuff, so I might not bother to waste my storage space on that. Alright, so it's now day 2, and I'm looking to bolt the rest of the transmission up and get the starter and everything together and drain the transmission of the rest of the fluid, change the filter, all that, and hopefully get the exhaust in. Not sure about the gas tank, but we'll see. Yeah, so I'll be right back with some progress. But one thing to note is I'm starting, of course, with the flywheel and torque converter, bolting that together. There's 3 bolts. It's a 9/16 bolt and nut. The nut side goes towards the rear of the vehicle, and the head of the bolt goes towards the front. So they have that. So I'm going to be getting those in. Alright, so here we are. Another week, I would say. Not another day, but basically all we got left now on this van is mounting the exhaust, gas tank, and then the little extra shit like the dipstick tube and some other stuff, little stuff, and then of course, you know, changing transmission fluid, getting that filled up. But right now, I think the biggest problem we've come across is getting the exhaust mounted. The bolts that we got didn't work out as we planned, so we had to go run out and get some more bolts that were shorter. And so far, these new bolts we got are going to work. And then once we got all, you know, he also got new clamps because the other clamps were just destroyed. So we should have this exhaust done in a few minutes, and then we can jack up the ass end, put the gas tank in. He took care of the ground wire. He just riveted a pad to the sender unit because the original wire was actually attached to the sender unit, not the gas tank, which is pretty good. But yeah, we just cut this to fit, and we put a ring connector on the other end, and then yeah, our tank should be grounded, and the rest is just transmission fluid. And of course, you know, I got this detent cable, and then the dipstick, and then, you know, there's this wiring harness tube down there that I just got to mount. Also got the new transmission bolt, so I got that taken care of. And then the neutral safety switch, put that in. Well, we'll see how we do. So I'll see y'all in a bit, putting the gas tank in. Got a boomer interruption. This is how you do a transmission fluid change on a Turbo 350. So, well, a Chevy van, a Turbo 350 in a Chevy van. Okay, this is how you do this. And yep, we're going under. I don't have the thing jacked up, so I can't just hit the camera under here, but maybe y'all can see that. Yeah, you gotta take the whole crossmember out to get the 2 pan bolts in order to get the pan out. Crossmember bolts, both top long bolts are 3/4 each end, and then the two little ones for the tranny mount are 5/8. And then you got the filter in there, and that's just 2 flathead screws, and then the screws for the pan are 1/2 inch. So yeah, yahoo! And then I mean you got a exhaust pipe in the way too, to kind of help you out with making things suck. Filter's got a gasket. So he got an idea to put our TV on it long ago, probably 2 years ago.
Two?
Maybe it's
20?
3, 4 years ago.
Maybe 25. I don't know. When did we do this?
Yeah, we did change the tranny fluid. That's why we thought it was the pan bolts at first, but then it was the actual seals. So maybe I think we did that back in. We had to have done it back in I think 2017. We changed the transmission fluid filter, and I don't remember how exactly, but I don't remember removing the Crossmember. He somehow finessed a bendy socket, or universals, whatever you want to call them, into between where the pan is and the Crossmember is to get those bolts out. I have no idea, but yeah. So that's why we're thinking, because it wasn't long after it started leaking. That's why we thought it was the pan at first, but it wasn't. And maybe that transmission fluid change had something to do with disturbing those seals that caused that great big front pump leak. But hopefully it won't leak again, and I can start driving it again, because I didn't have much time with it. I only got like what, 2 years maybe, and then it died again. But we're gonna get this finished. After this, we're just gonna get the gas tank in, neutral safety switch, and then see if it runs and drives and doesn't leak. Alright, so here I am back at the van. This is probably about the 4th day I've been working on this thing, or weekend. Well, this is probably the 2nd weekend that I've spent working on this thing. But anyway, basically what happened is we thought we were all done. We just had to put the gas tank in. We had just got the pan gasket filter done, got the tranny fluid in, and I went to jack up the ass end of this van so I could put the gas tank in, and all of a sudden I heard spilling, and there was a bunch of transmission fluid spilling out of somewhere out of the transmission. I went ahead, looked around, and the best I can conclude is that this detent cable way down there, that plastic piece that's sticking in the transmission next to the cooler lines, that broke off in the transmission, and it fucking leaks. Yes, I hate detent cables, but you know, apparently some people actually delete them. There's plugs for them, but in this case I'm just gonna stick to stock. But it turns out that this tip here, so this is the end that bolts into the transmission. The camera will focus. That end broke right off, and it wasn't a fresh break. It looked like that could have been one of the possible transmission leaks that we had before we even pulled the transmission, and it was probably broken like that when we had the transmission out of the van. And so supposedly it's an easy install, but of course I gotta reverse some things. I gotta take the pan back off, drain the transmission fluid, and unhook this wire, hook in the new wire. Unfortunately, I can't show y'all where it's connected in the van, in the transmission pan, I meant, because basically I can't fit my camera under there, and if I try to, there's going to be transmission fluid leaking down all over the camera. So there's some other videos out there on YouTube that might show it in better detail how it's hooked inside the transmission, but you cannot just take this detent cable out. It is hooked inside the transmission. You can disconnect it from the throttle body up here, but you can't disconnect it from the transmission unless you have the transmission pan off. Yeah. Now, of course, I learned that with this transmission because I thought the cable came out, but of course it didn't, so I had to unhook the other end. And unhooking the other end is kind of simple. It's obviously the first thing you want to do before you do anything else. So this cable, you know, I know there's a mess of cables here, but this is the detent cable right here. It runs into a clip down there. I don't know if y'all can see that. And then it hooks in way down here. It's not hard to figure out if you look at it, but what you have to do is you have to get some pliers on this end of the cable, pull it forward until the peg reaches this hole here, and then it will come out. And then this plastic end just clips into a bracket, and you press the tabs and it should come out. That's the first thing you want to do. Then the next thing, of course, is taking the transmission pan off, draining the fluid, and inside here, I don't have it out here, but there should be a little tab that then hooks into this wire, and the wire then hooks onto another linkage inside the transmission, and you just unhook that, and you plug this in the side of the transmission, run the wire through, hook it back up, and then you come back up to the top and connect the rest of it. So yeah, that's basically my explanation of how this goes. I did complain about it earlier because it was kind of hard, you know, because you got to really press hard to take the top end off, but it will come out. So this should be the last transmission problem I have, and then once this is done, I can put the gas tank in and see how this van does. Yeah, pretty much that's it. And also, I don't know if this is all Chevy vans, but at least on my Chevy van, the Crossmember at the back of the transmission is very fat, and it's blocking two pan bolts, and the only way you can really get those pan bolts out is by taking the Crossmember out. So you have to have a jack to support the back of the transmission so you can get the Crossmember out, so then you can take those two bolts out. And then I usually just put the Crossmember back in there to support the transmission while I'm doing the work. And then, of course, you know, take the Crossmember back out again for the third time so you can put the pan back in. It's frustrating. All they had to do was make it a little bit thinner, and I could have the pan out without messing with the Crossmember, but it is what it is. So I'll see y'all in a bit with the detent cable installed, and then we'll be moving on to the gas tank, which is right here. This was the ground wire job that was done. It was just riveted right into the sender. Yep, so see y'all in a bit. Alright, so here we are. I think this is going to be the final day of this van mess. Got the gas tank in last night. Apparently I had to loosen the exhaust pipe a little bit to get the tank to fit in right because the pipe was too far over, but got it in there. Now I just got to hook up the filler neck and the vent hose and tighten the straps, and that should be good. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the cleanest thing to do, and that is put my new old stock neutral safety switch in, which I've said earlier, neutral safety switch is on the steering column. It basically reads the shifter linkage. Found a new old stock one on eBay. Hopefully it works. The common problem with these is that the tab here breaks off and then it's no good. And that's what happened with the old one on here. Tab broke off and then it was no good. So we jumpered it and it ran fine before we pulled the transmission out. And it should still run fine. Now all I got to do is, get this neutral safety switch in, get the gas tank, finished, and then put the transmission fluid in. Hopefully it doesn't leak, and it should be good to go. The cable, the detent cable might still need some adjustment. Hopefully I got it to about where the original one is. That was the only thing that was nice with the original one, is that it was just one setting. There was no need to adjust it. But this one has an adjustment because they made it for different applications, different vehicles, 2 different transmissions. So it makes sense that, they got to put an adjustment on there. So yeah, I'm going to get this switch in. It's real simple. It goes right up in there, and then there's some screws that hold it in, and then you just know which plugs, like this one right here goes into these bottom 2 prongs, so that would go in there, and then the little one would go over to the side here, and hopefully that works. I went with new old stock because there really wasn't anything from the auto parts stores that I was finding that was available, whatever, and then just like, you know what, I'll just replace it with the same exact thing that came out. So that's what it was. There's this website called GM Wiki, and they pretty much have every parts catalog and I guess service manual for any GM vehicle from 30s all the way till 80s or 90s. Yeah, so they're pretty good. You can go look over there if you got a Chevy or something that you need original parts for. It helps. And then of course, eBay's always got all the new old stock stuff. That's usually where I go. So yeah, let's see if this thing will run and drive today without being a problem. So far it's got coolant. Of course also, one last thing I got to do, which is going to be the very last thing, is charge up the battery I have in the Fury, drop it in here, and then I'm going to keep the battery in here, and eventually I'm probably going to get a battery for the Fury, because the battery right now that's in the Fury is a GM. It's not, well, the brand is not GM, but it's a GM style battery with the side screw-in terminals like that. But the Fury is obviously the old style with the top fat terminals, and the battery is obviously way bigger. It's a different size, so it's just not the right battery for that car. But the battery that's in it right now is right for this van. So yeah. So yeah, I'll see y'all in a bit. Alright, so here we are. We got the thing running. You know, it did run before, like I said. Running the transmission through the gears. Everything seems to be good other than the transmission fluid seems to be low. I keep checking the dipstick. You know, I'm waiting for it to warm up. There was a shit ton of smoke, obviously. In here, out here. Thought I had an exhaust leak for a moment, but then I realized, well, you know, I got transmission fluid everywhere on the exhaust pipe. It's probably just junk burning out, and you can see that it's not as smoky now, but it was really a mess. But I'm happy that at least I'm not seeing a consistent smoke like this, an exhaust leak. I think we're pretty good right now. Yeah, I haven't adjusted the detent cable so far. I've just set it to what would fit on there. I don't know if it's going to be detrimental if I drive around with a detent cable not 100% adjusted. Don't know. Keeps giving a brake light, but I put the e-brake on, released it, and the brake light's still there, so I don't know what the deal is with that. I feel like I got brakes. I think I'm good on brakes. Just ran it through the gears. It feels fine. Yep. So I'm gonna check the transmission fluid level, see if it's gone up. I'm just happy that so far everything's looking pretty good and there's nothing going wrong, hopefully. But I think I'll be probably driving this around tomorrow, break it in, see how it does. You know, because I need to go get it inspected so I can get it registered. Which I haven't tested the lights, by the way, to see if they even work right, you know, and the wipers and all that crap. But I'm not seeing a transmission fluid leak. There was a gas leak, but, you know, it was just tightening up the filler neck. It's fine now. So yeah, I'm gonna check the level here.